Yellow, yellow, yellow. Welcome to another edition of Money Moves for SME. Uncle Charlie is my name. Today, we are tackling something of interest for owner managers, SMEs. Budgeting is key. Sometimes we hear the word budget and we think that it's only for big companies or ministries of finance or department of finance. But I tell you what, budget is for all of us. Whether you are selling products or you are running a service firm, budget is indeed key because it helps you to see the position of your business at each point in time. So let's drive straight to the point. Too many businesses run on vibes. No planned, they just live by every day. But I tell you what, they don't have targets for income, they don't have target for anything. They just go. And when you do that, you lose control. And you only see it when emergency hits them. If there's no emergency, they think that they don't need budgeting. But look, having a budget for SME is not a luxury. It is indeed your financial seat belt. Once you don't have budget, it means that you don't have a seat belt in running your business. And you know what seat belt does? It protects you. So you need a budget to protect you. You know, I once worked with a retail owner in Kumasi who didn't know that he was losing money until we looked at her overheads. Electricity and delivery costs were eating into the margins. If you had budget, these things would not have happened. So, first tip for us, for you, is to list your various expense lines. When I say expense line, you need to have how much do you spend? Would you spend? You have to spend. You list them. And let's try and separate the fixed expenses from the variable expenses. The fixed here, I'm referring to rent. You may have rented a shop, a store, a house, an office. So let's have a figure for the rent. This time round, it's possible that you may have inherited a property or an uncle has given you something to use. Please make a budget for it. Call it it's a notional figure. Put it there. And you question yourself, what if my uncle decides to charge me rent? What if my family decides to charge me rent? So put a figure be there. It will help to build the profitability of the business. Electricity. Every other thing that the business incurs, just put the expense item there. And then put something I called a target. How much should it be? So that in reality, what was it? Then you put it beside it. It keeps you and I to see that whether you are spending within the budget or above the budget. Are you with me? So first, list all your expense line. See if you can separate the fixed cost. The fixed cost, things that hardly change within a year. That one. And then the variable end, which goes with input. The more headcount you have, the more expenses that you incur. So you have the variable one. And then just budget it. The second point is that once you've done the budget, then track it. Track it every month. You just started. Or if you have been in business for 5 years, just let's try it. Track it every month. Have it somewhere. So your budget numbers, if you don't have Excel sheets, you're not comfortable with it, just once again, use the blue pen to write the target. So expense the amount. And then use the red pen to write how much you have actually spent by the same line. It will help you to ask yourself questions. whether at the end of the month, whether we are spending more or we are spending less. Most of the time, when people come in, we spend before we realize that, hey, what am I spending? Is it my person or for the business? So that's why the previous episode I said, let's separate them. So in the same vein, let's try and have this thing come through by us. So after we've tracked, the next point is that you would make sure that at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter, the difference between the actual and the budget is what we call variance, or what we call I have overspent or I have underspent. So you need to look at that at the end of every month or the quarter. And then you can question yourself, what was it? Is it because prices went up? Is it because I didn't plan that particular expenditure? Is it because I didn't negotiate properly? So the answers to the question would help you next time when you're doing the budget. That's all there is. So there's no sophistication. It's just you and your business asking yourself the right question and answering it. When you're doing these things, make sure you hide yourself somewhere and then you do it quietly in your room or in your office. Not when people are disturbing you, because see, you are doing introspection, asking yourself questions. And once you're able to do that, you can now track your business expenses, and then you would be going on and on and on. So let me just recap again. First and foremost, you cannot control what you don't track. And that's why I'm insisting that you track. You have to keep, first and foremost, a realistic budget, and then you track it. So realistic budget, and then you track it. Thanks for joining me. Your next is set up for next week, your own thing. Just set up a small budget for yourself, for a business, for next week. Sunday evening, try and write down how much you'll be spending the ensuing week. And after the end of the week, see how much you spent, line by line. And then you can ask yourself whether you've done the right thing. Till then, see you next week. Take care.